Hey everyone, it's Katie. I hope you're doing great. Okay, yeah, I hope you're doing great. Hey, I haven't been live in a while, and I realized over the holiday weekend why, because I was feeling pretty exhausted and just right on the edge of burnout, and I caught it before I kind of dug myself into a little bit of a hole. And so I know that I'm probably not the only one because we're nearing the end of the year. For all of us in the Northern Hemisphere, it is getting darker a lot earlier, and that just impacts our energy a lot. I know I personally have just had tons of family stuff, personal stuff this year. It's all been good. All my metaphysical woo-woo tools have kept me on top of it, for which I am super grateful. I've also just had a lot of trouble, a lot of international travel. And so between all of that, I just needed a good 4 days of rest, which I got on this holiday weekend. So I am just curious, how are all of you feeling? Let me see if I can activate this poll. Okay, so I made a poll, and I think you'll be able to do it in the replay as well. And I'm just curious, how have you been feeling lately? Have you been energetic? Have you been depleted? Have you been beyond exhausted? You know, it is up to us, of course, to recognize our own spirits and our own bodies and give ourselves rest, because you cannot be metaphysical when you're exhausted all the time. You just cannot. So that was actually one of my clues that I was getting pretty tired. I just wasn't feeling the energy for some of my practices. I knew the full moon was coming, which usually I'm really excited about, and I was not really feeling the energy of the full moon. You know what? It wasn't me, it was just the exhaustion. A little bit of sleep took care of that. So, in this video, I am going to talk to you just a little bit about the full moon, and then we're going to tap into the energy of the full moon to help restore you, give you replenishment. If you're feeling great, you don't need replenishment, full moon is still going to be an energetic partner for you. Okay, so full moon, what is exciting about the full moon? This is the time of the month when we can really, really release our um, intentions and give gratitude for them, whether they are already in fruition in our lives or not. So the idea is that usually we set intentions during the new moon and then we celebrate them during the full moon. So if you think of the full moon, you know, it shines all this really bright, beautiful light on the earth in the darkness. So if you think of the full moon as celebratory, as that kind of big energy, as joyful, then you've got the right kind of rhythm, you've got the right energetic mindset for the full moon. So again, in the dark of the moon, we set the intentions, keep them, um, give them some life and energy, and then they grow. And during the full moon, we're like, they are coming into my life. So that's one of the reasons just to follow the moon pattern, the moon cycle. It's wonderful for your manifesting. It's also just a really beautiful, every 2 weeks, you have a check-in either with the full moon or the new moon. And I just love that. And so the full moon is also a time when a lot of people recharge their crystals. Maybe they will set out sacred objects in order to be charged by the full moon and the moonlight. And so the moon is wonderful to help recharge not only us, but all of the things around us. So today, I'm recording this November 27th, 2023, and the full moon just reached its zenith right at about 4 a.m. in my time zone in North America. So that just gives you an idea of kind of where we are in the cycle. If you were going to charge crystals, that usually you would do that the night before, but you could do it tonight as well, and they'll be just fine. So the moon, when you think about it, every person that's ever lived, ever, has been under the moon, right? Even, even very, very short lives, very, very long lives, they are under the moon. The moon is a beautiful witness to our lives, to the human race, to the life of the planet as well. So we're in this really beautiful partnership and dance with the moon. And just other little factoids, it's really unusual for a planet to have a moon that has eclipses like we have, because the moon exactly fits over the sun from our perspective. Of course, we know the moon is a lot smaller. It just fits over the moon when we have eclipses and can make it perfectly dark even in the middle of the day. So really amazing, this relationship, this dance that we have with the moon, and it's in a tidal lock, so it rotates at the same rate as the Earth. Also kind of crazy. That's why we say we have a dark side of the moon that we just don't see here from planet Earth. So let's start to tap into some of that moon energy. This is gonna be really simple, really short, really sweet. I have one more poll for you. I am curious if you have ever tapped into the energy of the moon before. Well, let me see if I can actually do this. Okay. All right. So yeah, I'm curious if you have tapped into the energy of the moon before. So I have a yes every month. I know some of you do really regularly. Maybe it's brand new for you, or maybe you think you have, but you're not really sure, which I totally get that too. So for this is going to be not like a full out ritual or anything like that. Just a chance to pause, to receive some of that energy. It doesn't matter if it's in the middle of the day. It doesn't matter if it's at night. The moon is there, whether we can see her or not. And I lovingly refer to the moon as grandmother moon. And so you're invited to do that as well. Let me just light a candle for this little mini sacred space we're creating. So the candle is lit. Just as the moon reflects the sun, this candle will reflect the light that we all share. It will hold some space for us here. I have some cleansing herbs. I'm just going to light these very briefly. You can imagine that you can smell that really wonderful earthy smell coming up from them. Blow some towards me and also some towards you. The intent that we all share in its cleansing power. So for this, you might want to put your hand over your heart. If you're in a safe place, you can opt to close your eyes or keep them open. If you have a little journal, you might want to pull that out too. I'm just going to invite you to breathe in deeply into your heart space and to let the moonlight from the full moon, the energy from the full moon, whether you're outside or inside, to imagine that or literally have it reach you and surround you. You can imagine that you are totally encased in a moonbeam. And this is soft, beautiful, glowing light. It is light from the sun, but it doesn't burn us. We don't have to be cautious about moonlight. Grandmother Moon always offers that healing light. While we need the brightness and the fire of the sun, we also need the coolness and the softness of moonlight. So let that moonlight surround you and bathe you. We're just going to sit here for a little bit of silence while you experience the joy of that light. And let that light sink into every pore of your skin, every cell of your body, offering and activating healing energy within you. And this grandmother moon is also offering you sacred wisdom. And it's that wisdom we're going to tap into now. This moon energy, grandmother moon, might have a word for you or an idea. And gently allow that word, that sacred word that you need to hear right now, to arrive within you. And it is floating down on that moonbeam and landing directly to your heart. You may start to get a sense of what that word is, a little message for you, a little idea. The one, actually, I got two. The ones that came to me were rest, which makes sense, but also joy. And I think it's that rest produces joy. The rest allows joy, prompts joy. If Grandmother Moon has anything else to whisper to you, listen to her now. And the energy of that moonbeam will still stay around you, but you can begin to let the visualization itself fade away. And if there's anything you'd like to journal from this experience, this is a good time. Go ahead and write that down. And then you can begin to revisit that the new moon and on the full moon next month, and let this wisdom of the moon continue to speak to you. So that is our just really, really small, but hopefully very powerful, very effective connection to Grandmother Moon for today. I'm going to keep it really short. I will offer you just a little sacred wood smoke too. It's lovely. I can see the little flicker of the candle in my computer screen. Okay. Okay, so that is just our short ritual for today. I was feeling the need to offer this little mini gift to everyone. So connect with the moon. Let me know how it's going. Put that in the comments. Put any words that you received, anything that you experienced or felt. Hopefully, this gave you a short respite in your day so that you can really begin to tune in, recover from any depletion, and let me know how it's going. Okay, everyone, we'll talk to you soon. Bye.